when you've tasted that before and you know what it feels like and you know what it looks like and all that kind of stuff, it's much different from it being your first time getting hit with that kind of power, your first time seeing that kind of speed and that kind of the overall makeup of a Tank Davis is surprising to most fighters. It won't be surprising to Lamont Roach. And Lamont is a DMV fighter himself, which means he got that dog, you know? It's gonna be
up until the body shot. Right. So I feel like with Lamont, it was still like Tank in one of them other fights where it's like, this is a good fight.
Yeah,
and, you know, they both grew up in DC. He been in the ring with Tank. He got that like attitude where it's like, you can't go back to the block if you let boy do something to you. Right. Like, so like, I knew that it could be a good fight, but I'm still like, nah, Tank gonna beat him. When I got in the arena, it wasn't a surprise because it's like I said, I know what Lamont come with. Right. It just was, he just showed what I thought could possibly happen. But if Tank would have beat him easier, it never been a surprise.
Right. So who did you think won the fight?
A draw. I say it over and over. I don't think Lamont did enough to for them to raise his hand and take Tank reputation and everything that.
Some believe Roach presents a stylistic challenge for Davis, while others expect Tank to return as a sharper, more focused fighter in the rematch. Anthony Dirrell has now weighed in, sharing his thoughts with YSM Sports Media. He believes Davis will show significant improvement, but also expects Roach to maintain his strong performance. Despite that, Dirrell is backing Davis to come out on top.
Month after that, we have the rematch of Tank versus Roach. You saw the first fight. How did you score that first fight?
It was a close fight. Since the knockdown is no draw, I mean, it was a draw. You got to give it the draw, but I think Tank can come in a little different, but I think Roach will still be there to counter him and do everything, but I think Tank can pull off the victory.
Do you think Tank has more to prove because of what
I've got to call it a draw, he said. I think Tank would come in with a slightly different approach, but Roach would still be there to counter and respond to everything he does. That said, I think Tank would ultimately edge out the win. When asked whether Gervonta Davis has more to prove because of the controversy surrounding their first fight, he responded, "No, I don't think so. What does he have to prove? He didn't lose."
I think Roach will still be there to counter him and do everything, but I think Tank can pull off the victory.
Do you think Tank has more to prove because of what everybody was saying about him, that he did take a knee, that he should have been countered as a knockdown, he should have lost that fight? Do you think Tank has more to prove?
No, I don't think he got what to prove. What he proving? He ain't lose.
Good.
Yeah,
anything else you got to say to the fans?
Nah.
All right, man.
Gervonta Davis is widely regarded as one of the most exciting fighters in boxing today, boasting an impressive professional record of 30-0, with 28 wins coming by knockout. Lamont Roach, meanwhile, holds a record of 25-1 with 10 knockouts to his name. Few understand what it's like to face Davis in the ring better than Frank Martin, who shared the ring with him last year. In June, both entered the bout undefeated. But it was Davis who came out on top, stopping Martin in the 8th round. That fight marked Davis's final appearance before facing Roach, and many believe it showcased the best version of Tank yet. Observers noted a stark contrast between Davis's performance against Martin and his outing versus Roach, where he looked noticeably different.
Working with the same people, it kind of was more of the fight was more of like I feel like, so Roach came out and fought his best fight that he could possibly fight, right? Against Tank. He came out with his A game, boom. And I feel like Tank came in that fight, not underestimating Roach, but more like we got history. I know what he like, both of them basically, but Roach is gonna automatically have more of a little spark because he tried to get that spot. And Tank probably just like, I know you. I'ma do what I want to do to you. I'ma do what I've done.
Frank Martin spoke with Fight Hype on June 9th, sharing his thoughts on the Davis versus Roach matchup. "I think the first fight was competitive. Roach brought his A game," Martin said. "Tank didn't underestimate him, but fought more relaxed, not really trying to finish him." As for the rematch, Martin believes it will be different. "I think Tank turns it up this time and might get him out of there."
I feel like the draw was cool, But with him taking the knee, like I say, Tank. You know, like they gonna give it to their man. They gonna give it to the guy with who bringing in all the money. But it was a close fight overall. But the rematch, I feel like Tank gonna do. He gonna turn up on this next one.
You think he was locked in more with you than Roach, or you think it was kind of?
For sure. Hell yeah. I feel like he was a lot more locked in with me than Roach. Roach a good fighter. Roach a good fighter.
The boxing world is buzzing as the Davis versus Roach rematch approaches. On March 1st in New York, WB super featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr. nearly shocked the sport, pushing lightweight king Gervonta Tank Davis to the edge in a fight that ended in a controversial majority draw. Now, with a new training clip of Roach circulating on social media, fans are divided. Some believe he's ready to seize the crown, while others still see Tank as the man to beat. Many argue that if the 9th-round knee incident had been ruled a knockdown, Roach might have walked away with the win. The controversy from their first bout has only intensified anticipation for the rematch. But the key question remains, can Lamont Roach Jr. finish what he started? Originally scheduled for June 21st, the rematch between Gervonta Tank Davis and Roach Jr. has been postponed to August 16, 2025. In Las Vegas, while the venue is yet to be confirmed, insiders expect either T-Mobile Arena or MGM Grand to host the fight. In the build-up, Fight Hub TV shared a training clip of Roach Jr. on Instagram, showing him working the heavy bag with sharp footwork and crisp combinations. The caption highlighted his improved form ahead of the rematch. Davis and Roach share a long history, including 2 amateur bouts where Davis came out on top. But their first professional meeting told a different story. Roach pushed Davis harder than any opponent before. Some believe Davis had an off night. Others credit Roach's evolution as a fighter. One moment from that fight still stirs debate, when Davis dropped to one knee and retreated to his corner to have his face wiped, a clear rules violation. Surprisingly, no penalty was issued, drawing criticism from fans and analysts alike. Still, public opinion largely favors Gervonta Davis heading into the rematch, despite the controversy and Roach Jr.'s gritty performance in their first encounter. Many expect Davis to return with a statement win and dominate this time around. Given how competitive the first fight was, you'd think fans might be cautious, but online sentiment says otherwise. One commenter dismissed Roach's latest training clip, writing, "That's cool, Tank and 9. Another noted, Davis's power shots didn't affect Roach last time, so what's the guarantee they will this time? While that user admitted Roach had earned a new fan, they still picked Davis to come out on top.
How many rematches have you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't get me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not gonna lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night.
I'm a Roach fan now, but I'm still a Tank fan. Tank knocking him out in the next fight, the user wrote, notably, Davis boasts a 933% knockout ratio, so that's not out of the realm of possibility. The next user believed Davis would approach the rematch with heightened focus and intensity. Tanking by KO Road 6. He's not showing any love, the user commented. Despite the rivalry on screen, Davis and Roach have known each other for years and also share a long friendship. Another user felt Roach Jr.